You're in the middle, Jake.
Welcome to the It's 5 o'clock somewhere podcast.
Happy hour, bro.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the
Shout out
happy hour
hour.
podcast. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Jake, how do you define happiness?
Off the top of my head, it's the result of cultivating the virtues, both moral and intellectual, such as wisdom, courage, temperance, and patience. What about you?
You know, I define happiness as an overall sense of fulfillment in one's life.
What about you?
Personally, I think happiness is something that just brings you joy, puts a smile on your face, and just puts you in a better mood personally and physically.
Can you define joy for me?
Joy.
Yes.
Anything that makes you happy.
You
Wow.
can't use the word in the definition.
He didn't.
I did.
Use a synonym.
Anything that brings you like a feel-good hormone.
Okay. Anything that makes you feel good?
Feel good mentally and physically.
All right.
So, how does happiness make us live longer? What's the longevity in happiness?
There's quite a longevity in happiness.
Let me get my sources up
What
here.
are the factors that play into that?
If you're happy, you live longer. Statistically proven.
Statistically proven by what?
Google.
By Google.
Google.
According to my sources, scientific research provides compelling data to support the anecdotal evidence that giving is a powerful pathway to personal growth and lasting happiness.
So things like buying someone a gift could just
Correct?
It makes you happy and it makes them happy.
it makes the soul happy. Therefore, the soul lives longer.
Correct.
So let's say we celebrate Christmas 3 times a year. Would that
That
therefore increase our happiness as a
society?
society?
I think that would, Jake, because the season of giving, you know, a lot of people say that's their favorite time of the year. And I think it's backed. It's backed by science. It's backed by, you know,
Let's do a quick.
anecdotal evidence.
It doesn't have to be
Fact check.
Christmas. It could be
Santa,
birthdays.
Santa himself, the man of joy, is roughly 1,700 years old.
My
Is
goodness.
that a coincidence?
I don't think so.
No, it is not.
Santa's a long life there.
And you know, what better way of giving?
That was only 2022. He's
This
actually
is
1,753 now.
53.
They missed 2 of his birthdays
I know.
because he was doing so much giving.
All the giving. How many pounds do you think have been on that sleigh?
What?
You think Mrs. Claus ever ridden the sleigh?
Probably. Gone for a sleigh ride.
No, just socializing, you know, maybe having aspects. Santa has his elves. Thousands of them. Are they getting paid though? That's just the word. Anyway,
The elves love Santa.
now we may not feel like socializing when we feel down, but don't shut the doors to who cares about us. Improving the quality of our interactions with others is a crucial step if you want to truly experience how happiness is a state of mind. That was said by Marquez. And statistically speaking, people found socially integrated live 10% longer than those who don't. Roughly 85 years old. Now, Santa over there, socializing with elves every day. 1,700 years old. Is that a...
It's pretty long. What I'm hearing here, Jake, is that, you know, you talk to people, you live longer.
The more friends you have, the longer you live.
No, the more quality friends, Trenton.
That's true.
It's not the quantity.
Could have
Quality.
1,000, yeah, kind of.
It's all about the real
but
ones.
It's all about the real ones. It's
The
all about
ones
the
that-
day ones.
The ones that've been there
The ones that were with you in the trenches, Trenton.
since pre-fetus.
What?
They've been.
You talking about like people you raced with?
Exactly.
Where are they at?
They're dead.
I think we should take a moment of silence for those who have fallen.
Okay, back to it.
All right.
Sam, what is one of your sources there?
Well, Jake just said the other one that I had. So,
Can I get you guys anything to drink?
Mama.
Sorry.
Oh,
that
See
made
that-
me very happy.
That-
See that
that was-
laugh?
That was socializing.
That was stress relieving. And now I just added 10% to my life. Probably not in that moment, but compounded over a whole lifetime, that's 10% more.
Over
might
the
be-
line.
We might be
Exactly.
eternal.
I don't know about that, but
There's
We're
one,
there.
There's one quote by Sri Kumar Rao, and he said, "Invest in the process, not the outcome." I mean, honestly, there's quite a few times in throughout your life, you can't focus on the end result. It's about the process of getting there, and that's what makes you happy, not just the end result. Because you could push for that end result, and you might not get there, but you might not enjoy that process you will to get there, and then you'll ever even like that would be a waste of time because you'll never be truly happy that you never got to the end result. Versus if you really pleasure the things that have happened in between, like getting somewhere, like getting a goal, going to college, or getting a job, making each of those individual steps for progressing that makes you happy, that's going to make you overall happy, more willing to, more likely to get to that outcome, to make you the most happy.
I have a question for both of you.
What is it?
What genuinely makes you happy? Like overall, at the end of the day, when you're in bed, going to sleep, what do you like? Yeah, I did this today, and I was happy.
That's an overall feeling of accomplishment, you know? An overall sense you did right that day.
Trenton?
First, I said like getting my homework done, going to practice, like improving in practice, maybe going to the gym, socializing, that kind of stuff.
So
Like I fulfill my day with something that's actually like proactive and doesn't not just me sitting on the couch watching videos or TV. I feel practical.
So what we're hearing is, as long as you take action, you will. be
Spoken by
happy.
Hayden.
Spoken by my boy Hayden. That's his last name. I don't know what his first name is, but that's my boy Hayden.
Starting today. If you start today, you're more likely to be happy later on.
Day one
Happy.
or one day?
Day one.
Day one.
Day one.
Day one.
I think we need more questions, Jake.
Yeah, we need more questions.
We should have thought about questions before we.
Maybe a quick intermission in between this.
Actually, I got it. There's
Guys,
a
how
quote here
does
that
this
says,
affect LeBron's legacy?
How does happiness affect LeBron?
Because he's the longevity goat.
Now,
so Devin Booker's better.
Shut up,
Okay.
Trenton.
now, if we look at LeBron's game over the past 3 weeks, ever since the Savannah drama, since he was surrounded by two girls, obviously flirting with them on Women's International Day, or
It's
International
not
Women's
3
Day.
weeks ago.
It was like 2 weeks ago. But
Sure.
if we look at overall his skill of playing, he has decreased in numbers, like a lot. We're assuming.
Bro, sleeping on the couch. Probably in the guest room because he's LeBron, but he's sleeping on the couch.
And is that a result of his unhappiness?
I think so. I think.
Also made me unhappy today. Giannis is out with that hamstring.
Okay, so LeBron has been playing worse since he's been unhappy because his wife is mad at him. So it also makes him play better.
If we look at it, he had 0 points against Milwaukee, 29, and then 18 directly
I
after.
don't think he played against Milwaukee.
That was actually when the drama occurred. But directly after, when he got home, assumingly, he dropped 18. Went 6 for 16, unusual numbers.
LeBron's like a 28 per game scorer.
That's what
18's not good.
overall, he scored 25.5 this season on average.
Still solid.
A 7.5 decrease. Is
That's unacceptable.
that coincidence? No.
I don't think so.
That's not LeBron material.
And then, assumingly, after they resolved their issues, LeBron dropped 40 points. Coincidence?
I think
No. That's a direct correlation to happiness.
As my father said, happy wife, happy life.
Bro.
It's like a moment of silence for those who do not have a happy wife and a happy life.
That too.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a wife. It could be a husband too.
I'm not gonna speak on that.
There's
Or
another
a happy
quote-
husband makes a happy life.
That is true.
It's not how the saying goes, though.
Well, it's a new year.
There's another quote here by Santi. He says, many people go through life doing what they're supposed to be doing. Do things that brings you a sense of meaning or purpose. Don't just do things to do it just to gain happiness. Do something that brings you true happiness and gives others true happiness. Because in the end, that can honestly build connections between you, like in yourself or other people. And that lets you explore the biggest joys in life. And it's contributing not to yourself, but to all the other people in society.
great segue into something I would like to talk about.
Okay.
That it's found that having a job you love instead of just more money will make you live longer because you feel like you have a purpose and an accomplishment instead of just being somebody who's just working for money and working for the weekend.
Exactly.
You
Like,
enjoy
if
what you're doing 5 days a week.
like, there's no way anybody in an office, like in a cubicle, really is happy doing what they want to do. Even if they get paid like a 6-figure job, no one's gonna be happy sitting at a desk,
Sitting at a
6x6.
with nobody to talk to,
No, you're
No
just by
windows, no
yourself.
natural
no
light.
sense of
You're just sitting with your one
purpose.
You got a computer, you got a keyboard, mouse. That's it, and you just do on that. I mean,
Just
yes, you
don't-
can be happy with like the end result of the money, but then again, like on the way, going to work is miserable every day, and that's not what's fun.
Well,
Eventually, it'll just build up and
I
you'll
think
break.
going to doing something 5 days a week for 40 hours, in total, you have to like it. Otherwise, that's how you're spending like half of your week. is just-
Exactly, and also
doing
potentially the like majority of your life as well, because later on you change your like career path. The less like experience you have, the less you'll get paid.
more difficult it is to change.
Exactly. Because not going to want to hire some older guy. Like most people, if you're going to a job, no one's going to hire a 50-year-old guy who's never experienced it before versus like a guy who's straight out of college who's got that experience
And the education.
and he's
The
younger, so he's more.
education and the-
And if he likes the company, he's more willing to stay versus the 50-year-old guys and retire earlier.
It's true.
So it's more like he's more loyal to that company, more willing to like recommend it to other people to work there potentially.
You got
This-
something here from Jay?
This idea actually correlates really well to a well-known study by Killingsworth and Gilbert. They developed a smartphone app to sample the experience of more than 2,000 individuals, a mean age of 34, while they went about their daily activities in the world. They were interested in the frequency with which people reported their minds to be wandering, or just not focused on the activity in which they were engaged in. At the same time, they also asked participants to rate their degree to which they were happy or unhappy at that moment. They found that on average, these participants reported their minds to be wandering 47% of the time. Moreover, when they reported their minds to be wandering, they also reported significantly more unhappiness than when they were focused on their activity at hand. Davidson and Schuyler.
No, definitely. Like if I'm not focused in or like locked in about an activity I don't really care about, I'm not really thinking about it, nor my quality of work kind of like just degraded as
That
well.
correlates directly to the work
Well,
Exactly.
of a horrible job.
isn't it the classic saying? Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So, when your mind's wandering, you're not having fun.
No, but you're also knowing what you're doing.
You can't focus on your work.
You're
Exactly.
just not efficient enough.
Mm-mm.
Goes back to the work. Yeah,
Always goes back to it.
it always goes back to the work.
And the fact that it's 47% of the time, that just shows that there's probably a good amount of people in the world that aren't happy with their job or happy with what they're currently doing. And that's kind of, if everybody picked what they wanted to do, I guarantee the world would be a much more practical place. We've made many more advancements that we have. Like in
Probably.
business, finance, that kind of
I
thing.
think when people choose what they're truly passionate about, they accomplish something.
Versus like if monetary value was like not, or monetary incentive was not in like the picture, things would be totally different. Because personally,
That's
like
corruption.
In a hypothetical scenario, yeah, it could be. I think we'd have a happier world. We have probably
Less
more
greed, so therefore
less greed.
more
It's
opportunity for
personally-
people.
Because personally, I want to do medicine like in life. I mean, my dad does it, my mom does it. Like I've wanted to do that, but there's definitely plenty of people that are applying for pre-med in college that just want it for money. They don't really care enough for the, and it's a good amount of work to get there too. Like going for 4 years of college, residency, fraternity, and med school. I mean, I'll be out of school when I'm 30 years old, but it's truly something I'm be passionate about. Is like learning about that science, learning about the biology, that kind of thing. Versus those people who just don't really care about it. Those 8-10 years are gonna be miserable for them. Going to all those classes and you're just sitting there like recollecting the information,
It'll break them down over time.
and eventually,
It'll decrease their longevity.
especially if you go to a hospital, it's not easy work. It's tough work. The more people like that, less people are get cured. That kind of thing. It's-
I mean, there's no wonder that doctors in this world die at average age of 53
That's the average age of a doctor.
No, that's the average age.
Oh,
Jake, that's the
oh.
average age of a doctor.
That's
bad.
I was given some false information from a source highly secluded.
Jake doesn't know how to Google things. Is what we're getting at.
I guess there is no actual statistic on when doctors
Jake,
do in fact die.
change your Google search.
But here's the thing: if most doctors usually retired by 60, 65 at the
they
latest,
retire immediately.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. So like if the average is about 53, there's not many young people because that just shows there's a lot of young people that get into that like, oh, this is really tough, and then they just give up.
Yeah.
So it's around early 70s, so it's pretty normal.
What's the national average?
So it could be like upper 70s, low 80s.
70,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, 73.7, so it's about around the national
But then
average.
again, like even if you do something like that, you got to even if you really still enjoy your job, you got to have a social life, go to the gym, play sports.
I think that's one of the issues with doctors is a lot of them.
No, especially because they don't have that time because they got to study, they got to read their textbooks.
Yeah.
And that work, they have to keep all the information so fresh in their head about their current patients that it kind of just takes over.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're helping people and you're accomplishing something, but you miss some of the other aspects that we touched on of social life and having friends and family.
Exactly. Like you can't just prioritize. Your job should not be your personality. Like you,
Because it is a balance of accomplishing something, but then also have people to share your accomplishments with. Because if you're accomplishing all these things that you really enjoy, but you have no one sitting next to you, what does it matter?
exactly. Like I don't want to go home as like if as a practicing physician to like maybe a pet, but with no family, that'd be boring.
You don't want to go back to just a dog, like.
No, like even if you
You
have
said
like
you
a
wanna have
really
someone to
nice
share life
house, like
with.
Yeah,
you have like a really nice house, really nice cars, really nice everything.
But you might
You're
not.
still not going to be happy if it's just yourself. Because
Exactly.
you can't share that happiness with other people, even if you find interest in that.
You just show yourself like having happiness on a surface level, but deep down you're kind of just you really have nothing.
You
to
can
show for it.
portray that,
You're empty.
oh, I got this, I'm quite happy. But then again, on the inside, you're really not. So we're well past our 15 minutes.
We are.
Yeah, we started at 13.
Do we have anything else to talk about here?
Do we have any more sources?
I feel like we should wrap up our longevity, though.
Longevity.
Let's.
And it says scientific research provides compelling data to support the anecdotal evidence that giving is a powerful pathway to personal growth and lasting happiness. By Santi. It's like kind of back to the Santa thing.
That's how we got to
Santa
Santa
thing.
in the first place.
I know, but it doesn't have to be like to Santa. It could be like other things, like giving your time to causes, like going to FMSC or
That is,
donating your time to help other people, and not just giving gifts.
it's not just about giving physical and material things. Time.
No, it could be giving your time. Doesn't
Your
have to be
time and your
money.
effort are some of your most valuable
It
assets.
doesn't have to
for
be
anyone.
anything physical or money related. It could be your time, like going to a charity to help donate. I mean, I guess that's money, but like your time to
You're donating your
thoughtful.
time.
doing. I think we're good.
You're good.
Okay, hold on.
No outro.
I mean, you want to give an outro?
I did the intro, so
All right. The happier you are,
the
the longer
you
you'll live.
Exactly.
Happy wife, happy life.